The Florida Gator football team at the University of Florida was established in 1906. The first ever team started playing in a grassy, small field ballpark close to downtown Gainesville. By 1915, that field was known as Fleming Field. Fleming Field now has bleachers for fans holding crowds up to 8,000 people. The history of the Florida Gator football team is a rich one. This photo here depicts the first ever UF football team. As you can see in the bottom half of this photo, in quotes, "We licked Savannah 6-0, hallelujah." This photo represents the beginning moments of the football team, the start of a community, a culture, and a lifestyle that would span over the next 100 years. In 1922, the UF football team became part of the Southern Conference. Through the next few years at Fleming Field, traditions were created such as the famous name, the Gators, and UF traditional fight songs. The UF football team's games were often recorded by the Florida Alligator in the early years. The Florida Alligator did football editions reviewing the team's season. This newspaper article right here is from December 17th, 1915, written by the students at the University of Florida. We get a glimpse into what football was like at this time. It was very similar to what it was today. The article covered moments of games, highlights for the team members, and talked about current seasons and even the next. Traveling through the decades, the UF Florida football team won and lost many games. The team created history with All-American players and Heisman Trophy winners. In 1928, Dale Van Sickle was named an All-American and was voted to the first team college football All-American squad. He was the first UF player to receive that honor, and over the next years you would see many Heisman Trophy winners. This speaks to the excellence and dedication of the students of the University of Florida. This photo is from 1958 during a football game against Tulane. As you can see, the player is running down the field with the ball in his hand. This next photo is from 1959, the following year, when Florida played against Arkansas, beating them by 46 points. Football became a cornerstone for life at the University of Florida. In this following slide, we see a poster depicting an invite to the students of the University of Florida. It mentions them coming to a pep rally and welcoming the start of the football season at the University of Florida. Blue and orange lettering showing off school spirit, and a note saying that you get to meet the football team and the coaches. Football today is public and filled with media, but back then it was a bit more personal. Created a community and a place for people to support their school and have some fun. But doesn't mean we don't have that still today. Florida was also very serious about their football. In 1965, an assistant coach for the Florida football team noticed that their players were not peeing after games. He noticed that the Florida football team was shedding 10 to 18 pounds of weight after games. They were tired and fatigued in ways that they shouldn't. Therefore, the University of Florida and Professor Robert Cade took it upon themselves to find a solution. They built a solution to help these players retain hydration and endurance during the games. For many studies and formulations, the famous Gatorade was created. Starting off as a yellow lemon lime drink, we now have Gatorade with many colors and flavors sold in stores across the world. But they were originally made to help the Florida football team be healthier individuals and professional athletes. Florida was filled with school spirit, and as in this slide you can see a fan crowd surfing across the bleachers at a Florida football game. People cheered, laughed, screamed, and cried over the excitement, fun, and hardships that came with football. The UF Florida football team in the early 2000s even went on to win a few NCAA double championships, with recognitions from the United States presidents. Despite the Florida team members changing over the years, the UF Florida football team had the opportunity to meet President Bill Clinton, President George Bush, and President Barack Obama. All the presidents gave high praise to the coaches, team members, and everyone who came along the journey with the UF Florida football team. A high recognition UF, Florida football, will always be a cornerstone for the UF experience and even the American experience, from school rallies to Heisman Trophy winners. In this final slide, we see a homecoming game from 2011 where the University of Florida played against Vanderbilt. We can see the crowd excited in the background and the team ready on the field. The UF student experience doesn't rely on UF football, but the University of Florida's football team has added in supporting the student experience for over 100 years.